Hello. Wanted to show you guys where we are at with our Burden of Shadows Hexblast build. I stuck with it a little longer. I'm in a tier 18 map right now, um, and it's going pretty well. The damage is awesome. We are rocking 100% crit, and that's through using ambush. And then we are scaling the life of cost of Hexblast as much as possible so that we get more added damage as chaos. So you'll see my HP bar completely dropping. Currently it's using 1200 life, and I have 1600 life. If I get a +3 Prism of Belief, I think I can get it to just right around 1600, which will be good. It'll add even more damage. I had it there with Archmage, but using mana as defenses just felt really bad because I couldn't get it up high enough. Anyways, yeah, it's just like you use a staff, you don't use a focus. You have to use Aziri's gloves right now. Maybe you can get away with that later, but then you're giving up your amulet slot, amulet enchant for the instant leech. It feels okay without any instant leech, but it's kind of feels a lot better with instant leech. It's kind of rambling here. Currently scaling the skill through Chaos Mastery. We have the +1 from the tree. We have +1 Prism of Belief, and we have the staff veiled for +1 Chaos. We're using a +3 skill amulet, so it's currently level 27. I said we one hit. This is a tier 18 map. We one hit pretty much everything in the rares or packs. Thing that sucks is I can't just hold down left click because I can't miss. If I miss, then I run out of life and I can't cast again. I said one hit everything. I missed that guy. Also, when I don't crit, I don't leech enough because we have, I think, like 800 some crit damage bonus because we're using Pain Attunement. I can show you more. Go through everything in the hideout, assuming this boss doesn't kill me. But we'll get an idea. See, I missed there, and that sucks. It's been very fun. It's been really fun, though. I'll be honest. I kind of felt like I was going through. I got so strong on my Bone Storm build that I was going through the motions. Here, so we'll switch out our curses. We'll switch out some gems, and we'll go here. See what we do on this boss. So we need to use. Okay, he's dead. And then we gotta find the other one. Okay, he's dead? Is he dead? Yeah, he's dead. Okay, cool. Yeah, so good damage. Well, really good damage. We're not using poisons yet, but that's kind of the plan. I can show kind of what we're doing in the hideout and come back and finish this map. Sorry, I don't have like a big thing planned out. I just figured this was a good map to record and show this off. So yeah, so you can see when we cast Hexblast, it's dropping us down to 400 life. You can see our damage here is dropping way down, or going way up when we go down because we have 885 crit damage. We need over 60% crit hit chance in order to auto crit bosses. We're using ambush for the 100% more crit during maps because we're just one-hitting everything. So I've just been running around just clicking everybody and they die and hoping that they don't click me first. So we're using ambush, magnified effect, arcane tempo, life tap to get even more life costs, and chaos mastery. you'll see this adds a good bit of damage because we were getting another 400 life cost of the skill. So it's almost like skill levels double dip here, because not only are we getting more, they have more mana cost, which are more life costs. We get the base damage of the skill. So like you can see when I take like life tap gives even more. It's like my best skill gem, but you'll see this drops it down to a little under 1100 life. So we get the base damage here, and we get the +1, and we get the extra life cost. Gear's pretty simple. We're just stacking ES where we can and resists, and then we're using 3 uniques. We're using the Burden of Shadows, which is the core unique of the build. We have this with +1 chaos spell skills. Like I said, the skills really helps us with a lot of damage, and it's hard to come by here because we can't get the up to +7 between a wand and a focus. We're also using a Seed of Cataclysm just because I need the crit over 60%, and we love crit spell damage because I've just been stacking and having fun. And then Aziri's Gloves for the instant leech. Rest of the stuff is just energy shield, some mana, some resist, some life wherever. Pretty basic. This is just a resist ring. You can see I was like trying some stuff with mana. It worked all right. Just resist on the belt. Mana worked pretty all right, and it was a lot of damage. It was a lot of damage because we could get with Archmage. I was using an energy shield robe with 54 spirit, so that I could run Blasphemy and Archmage. We got this to I think 1580 life, this is the other big one, is that we are kind of thin on chaos or spell damage, because again, you get a lot of that from your wand and focus or a staff, and we're not able to get that here. So between Archmage and Arcane Intensity, it added a ton of damage. I just didn't really like where we were with the defenses. There just wasn't enough places for me to stack mana, and maybe I'll come back to it as I keep pouring currency into this build, but this seems pretty reasonable right now. I don't know. This just seems like pretty doable. We're using Mind Over Matter for an extra 1100 mana as life. So 2700 life, 5000 energy shield. The life kind of doesn't really count because we're the way we die is mostly we get swarmed and we miss, and we have to we can't cast, and like I said, that feels really bad, and we die. I've definitely been dying, but it's been like a pretty enjoyable character to play, and it's like super different. Otherwise, the tree is like pretty much just picking up all the crit we can, all the jewel slots we can, and the chaos damage where it's available. The gems are mostly like either spell and chaos damage and crit damage, or I have some that are double crit damage with some chaos damage, or I have a couple with energy shield. I'll probably keep switching over to ones with maximum energy shield. These are, because the damage is pretty good, especially if I get a +3 Prism of Belief. I'm using this one right now. It's +1. If I can get a +3, like I said, this will take this to around 1600 life, and it should be doing a ton of damage then. The other thing is adding poisons. We can take this cluster here and get an extra poison, and then we can start using jewels like where do I have them? My stash is a mess right now. But like this, like with plus poison to hit and magnitude and magnitude, and we can get magnitude on some blue gems. And that'll be a lot of our boss damage when we like get really when we decide our defenses are good enough, and then we can start pushing stuff forward. Yeah, we're swapping in. Like I said, we're swapping concentrated effect and considered casting when we are fighting bosses. I actually want to take a look at, let's see if we have a spell echo, because spell echo is interesting because it doesn't really do anything and it like messes the cast speed, but it has a 50% multiplier. So I was using it in my last video. Let's see. So yeah, I think concentrated effect, it's about the same damage, hit damage, but you know, for 30% less cast speed, you're not going to use it. We could like really juice the hit damage here with using all three, but then we're casting once a second, and that's going to feel really, really bad. But what does that take us up to? You can see it takes us up to 1,500. Can throw this in, get us up to 1,800. And that's what I was running. I was running something like this in my last video just to get it up, get the life cost up as literally as high as possible. I had it like 2,000. But you got to use spell echo, and it feels awful otherwise. Getting more cast speed feels really good because I was dying literally constantly from getting stunned in the middle of my cast and having like no way to recover and no way to do any damage. But yeah, it's like a super different build, and it's really fun. It's really fun. Like I said in my last video, it's really fun when I'm partying with people that they're like, what the hell is going on? You're constantly dying. It's really fun to not worry about mana, and you're then having to track this. I don't know. I just wanted to play something different, and I'll probably just keep doing this, keep pushing this a little further, and see what we can do, and start putting some poisons into it, and yeah, I think we can get up to a few million DPS pretty easily with using the Burden of Shadows. And if they nerf Archmage and don't add any like spell damage into the tree, this definitely could be kind of like the Archmage's little brother or something. And I'm really hoping what they do with Archmage is they make it so it just costs more mana. If they do that, then this is a really funny build. Because if they make it so it just costs more mana and like does less damage, we don't really care about the Archmage damage. You could do something goofy like, you know, use an Original Sin, but then you're absolutely having no chaos resist, and like an energy shield build with no chaos resist sounds awful. You know, you would be a mana build and no chaos resist. I don't know. It just sounds terrible. You could do it if you're not trying to level or you don't care about anything. But it feels like I would just be dying constantly, and I don't like dying a whole lot. But you could, you know, run Archmage alongside this with Original Sin and have it pump a bunch of damage. You could just somehow focus just on spell damage and not worry as much as for the Chaos nodes. But it just seems like there's some like pretty basic Chaos nodes here, and that's just easy enough. There's not a lot of spell stuff. You could, you know, stack intelligence and come up this way, and hopefully that covers your Archmage. But I don't know. It is interesting. I think with Archmage I had it to like right around 900 or 1,000 extra damage as Chaos and Lightning combined. And like I said, the damage is wild. Like this was, and this is wrong because we only have 61% crit hit chance here, and it's gonna always be 100. But like these were some wild numbers with Archmage. But this feels really good right now. And yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, the one thing, so I can talk Ascendancy real quick. What does suck is that like we're getting use out of Sanguimancy. Like it's good. like it benefits this build, and it's like the only build that Sanguimancy does, like actually is like, oh sick, Sanguimancy unlocks this build. But then Gore Spike of course does nothing. So like this is I believe it's current life, and so then we get nothing out of it. And even if it was like, you know, max life, which it would say max life, I think, we're not getting anything out of it because we only have 1600 life, and this node scales really bad in the first place. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, we're using life leech, and we're the 15% base hit, crit hit chance. Yeah, that's the tree. This is just so I can get over 60%. This node's here. I'll probably drop these in the future. Anyways, this is the adventures of Hexblast, Burden of Shadows. Alright, have a good day.